Good morning, Evergreen. Good morning. How are we today? Dr. T here with this week's message. I want to talk to you about something called being honest, telling the truth, and not breaking a promise. We're going to read about breaking promises. Do you guys know what it means to keep your word? That means when you tell someone you're going to do something, you do it. You don't make excuses. You don't talk about why you didn't do it. You don't lie. You don't break promises. At the end of the day, your word is what you tell people. That's what you have. That's what makes people understand and relate to who you are as a person. So we're going to talk about breaking promises. Any of you ever break promises out there? Hope not. This book is about Sam. Reading about Sam can help you understand and deal with breaking promises. If you share your candy with me, I promise to share with you when I get some. Okay. So the story starts off. He says, "Hey, can I have some of your candy? Next time I have some, I'll share with you." That's what he said. Hope he keeps his word. Have your friends ever failed to do something they promised they would do? I know that hurts my feelings when people tell me they'll do something, then don't do it. Remember when you promised to share your candy with me? Maybe next time I want this for myself. Woo, Evergreen, how do you feel about that? She had promised the next time she had something, she would share it. And here it is, she has some candy. He says, "Hey, remember you told me you would share?" And now she is saying, "No, I want it for myself." That's pretty selfish and pretty mean. Have your parents or other adults ever failed to do something they promised they would do? "Did you bring me the surprise you promised?" Sigh. Looks like Dad made a promise, but it doesn't look like Dad kept his word. It makes me pretty sad when people do that to me. People break a promise when they fail to do something they promised to do. "I'm sorry about breaking my promise, Sam. I forgot." "I guess you forget my stuff too sometimes." No, Dad did apologize here, but how do you think Sam is feeling? He probably feels like Dad didn't keep his word. Dad didn't keep his promise. He didn't mean what he said. Why would he say he would do something, then not do it? But while it's easy to point that out when people don't keep their word, what about you? Do any of you out there ever not keep your word? Have you ever made a promise and not kept it? When someone breaks a promise, how do you feel? I kind of feel betrayed. I kind of feel sad. I kind of feel like, why would you say you would do something and then not do it? Why even say that if you're not going to do it? What do you think? I think you don't feel I'm important enough to keep your word. What do you do? I probably would not believe what you tell me anymore because when I did believe you, you didn't keep your word. It's a tough place to be. You start doubting what people say. People's words have to matter. If you don't do what you say you're going to do, people will start to not believe in you. When someone breaks a promise, you might feel disappointed, frustrated, and even angry. You might think the person cannot be trusted. You might not believe the person anymore. Those sound like some of the things I said I would feel if someone didn't keep their word for me. "I promise I'll bring you a surprise the next time I go on a trip." Think he'll remember? Think he'll keep his word? Because he said he'd bring something. Will he keep his promise or will he break it? It is important not to break the promises you make. People can trust you if you keep your promises. Let me say that one again. People can trust you if you keep your promises. If you say you'll do something, do it. Don't make excuses. Sam, did you pick up your toys as you promised? Does it look like Sam picked up his toys? Wonder what Sam's gonna say. People can depend on you when they can trust you. People can depend on you when they can trust you. It's hard to trust someone you can't depend on. If I'm thinking you might do it, you might not, it's hard for me to trust you. They know you will not let them down. They know you will be honest and not lie. I'm gonna say that one again. They know you will be honest and not lie. Even if you forgot to do something you said you would do, it is better to apologize, tell them you forgot, and maybe come up with a new plan. What you don't want to do is forget and then lie about it. That makes it worse. That person probably will have a hard time trusting you. I knew I could trust you to keep your promise. Looks like Sam made a good decision and picked up all his toys as asked. Good job, Sam. People will believe what you say if they can trust you. They will allow you to do more on your own. Did you get that, guys? The more you keep your word, the more you are honest, the more you do what you say you will do, the more probably your parents and your teachers will allow for you to do on your own. Now, if you're out here not keeping your word, not being honest, not doing what you said you will do, those parents, those grandparents, those teachers, they probably won't trust you as much. So think about that the next time you don't want to keep your word. May I go next door if I come back in 1 hour? Sure, says his mom. You know why mom says sure? Because he's been keeping his word. If he was not being honest, if he was breaking promises, if he was telling lies, mom probably wouldn't believe him, and she probably would have told him no. You must show people that you can be trusted if you want them to trust you. That one, so important. Say it again. You must show people you can be trusted if you want them to trust you. You just can't tell people, trust me, trust me, trust me. No, that's not how that works. You have to show them, and that means keeping your word, doing what you said you would do, and then people will start to believe in you. If Sam says he will be back in 1 hour, I know he will do what he says. He has shown me again and again that he can be trusted. Evergreen, this is what we want to see out of you guys. This is what your parents want to see out of you guys. You notice how mom said, he has shown her again and again and again that he will keep his word. So she trusts Sam to do what he says. Show people you can be trusted. Be where you say you will be. That's very important. Do not let your parents, your grandparents, your teachers think you're going somewhere and then not go there. Do not say you're going to be somewhere and then we come looking for you and you're not there. Be where you say you will be. I'm home. Mom says, right on time. This is one more deposit in the truth bucket. Sam told the truth one more time, which confirms to mom and dad he is trustworthy. He keeps his word. He keeps his promises. He didn't come in late, making excuses, blaming other people, saying this was the reason why he was late. He showed up when he said he would show up. Show people you can be trusted. Do what you say you will do. That's a big one for me. Do what you say you will do. If you're not going to do it, don't tell people you're going to do it. Sam can be trusted. He does what he says he will do. Look at Dad thinking about his son. He's feeding the dog. Do any of you have a dog or a cat or a pet? You ever tell your parents you're going to feed them or clean up after them and then forget or don't keep your word? Or do you keep your word? This shapes how people see you. Show people you can be trusted. Give what you say you will give. Did you hear that, Evergreen? Give what you say you will give. Here's the candy I promised to give you, Annie. Gee, thanks. Once again, keeping his word. He didn't make excuses. He didn't lie. He didn't break his promise. He had some candy and he brought it. You must keep your promises if you want to be trusted. Did you bring back the car I loaned to you yesterday? I sure did. Here it is. Now this is a big one, Evergreen, because I've seen this happen here. You guys have let one of your classmates borrow one of your toys. And then the person you let borrow it forgot it, keep saying they're going to bring it. I left it at home. That is not keeping your word. If your friend lets you borrow something and you say you're going to give it back, give it back. Give it back when you said you would give it back. Don't forget. Don't leave it at home. Don't lose it. Your word. Keep your word. It is important to treat people the way you want to be treated. You should keep your promises if you want other people to keep theirs. So long. Evergreen. I wanted to read and share this story about breaking promises because at the end of the day, what you tell people and then what you follow up and do is what is going to make people feel a certain way about you. Do you want people to think you're a liar? I'm going to ask that one again. Do you want people to think you are a liar? Do you want people to think you don't keep your word? Do you want people to think you break promises? You're not trustworthy. You make excuses. You blame others. You never admit when you're wrong. Are you a promise breaker? I hope not, because if you are, people won't believe in you. So Evergreen, this week, we're going to make sure we hold to our word. We're going to do what we say we're going to do. We're going to be what we say we're going to be. We're going to give what we say we will give. And until next time, Evergreen, I'll see you next week. Signing off, Dr. T. Stay well. Read up. Reading counts. Get those points up.